think music gives you a platform to be a bit more brave and more authentic to yourself. So
Yeah.
I know it got to do that for me personally, and I hope it does that for people when they listen to it too.
My channel. I'm super excited today to be joined by a very special guest. It's such an exciting time for this band right now. They've got a brand new album out, Under The Powerlines, and to talk all about it, to delve into it so much more, I am joined by Karalyne, lead vocalist in Nashville's Flight Attendant.
What? Hello.
Hello. What a pleasure it is to have you on the show. First of all, how are you today? Like, what's been going on, Karalyne? You okay?
It's the holidays, so it's utter chaos. And of course, I'm driving to Atlanta today to go see a show that my friend is in that I'm going to be doing some background vocals for. But it's just, good old fashioned Christmas chaos season. So I'm doing good, though. Thanks for asking.
Amazing. Of course, wishing you a Merry Christmas too. And I hope your Thanksgiving was awesome.
Oh, yeah. That's the very American holiday of ours, to just eat too much food and celebrate taking land.
Yeah. As you do. But speaking about food, I have to start on a bit of a random note. Fun fact, your social media tells us that your favorite food is Blue Jolly Ranchers.
Oh, isn't that everyone?
So on that note, I just wondered, what is one fun fact that you would love, maybe people who haven't heard of you here yet in the UK, one thing that you would love for them to know about your band Flight Attendant?
Yeah, our band, Flight Attendant, maybe I'll go with our name. Like, we're named after our guitar player's mom, who was a flight attendant for Delta Airlines. So everyone in our band is a bartender, and we thought the only thing better than bartending on the ground would be doing it in the sky. So we named our band Flight Attendant.
Love that. I think that's great. And I know you just mentioned, obviously, that you were all bartenders. I know that you're a super close band. That's one of the things I initially really loved about you guys, is like, I just thought, wow, you're such a tight-knit group. I know that you like live together. I know that you're from Kansas City as well, but there's members in the band from Boston, LA. Why Nashville? How did that kind of happen and end up being like the ground that you all met on?
I mean, Nashville's such a music hub. Like, it's definitely a town that's known for music, and that's what drew us all there initially. And when we all came to Nashville, we were in other projects and other bands. And then, to support the other projects and bands, you sort of have your side gigs. And that was bartending for us. And so we all met serving drinks together and just naturally started jamming. But we came to Nashville for music, and that's what we're doing. So
yeah. And Nashville, I would say, like, a lot of people that are in bands in the US, they think, oh, maybe LA is the place to go. But definitely Nashville has taken control a little bit there. And it's so, like, I know it's like a bit of a, like you say, a hub for all sorts of different genres of music. It's not just country, there's a bit of everything going on. And how do you find it being a band in Nashville? Is there a lot of competition? Does that drive you in a way?
Oh my gosh, it's so much competition. There's so many really talented people. But a big difference between that and LA is a lot more competitive, whereas like in you meet a lot of colleagues in LA, but I feel like with Nashville, you meet a lot of friends. So it's very competitive in Nashville. Everyone is amazing at what they do, but everyone also wants to support each other and be there for each other. So it's a lot smaller and more genuine of a community, but it's definitely challenging. It's like, oh my gosh, almost everyone is better. I don't tell people I am a guitar player in Nashville. I do play the guitar, but I'm like, oh no, I'm just a singer, because you don't want to be like, oh, then come in on this jam session, and then next thing you know, you're like doing blues jazz riffs, and you're like, I can't do this. So it's challenging, yeah.
Yeah, suddenly you find yourself in 14 different projects that week.
Right.
That's cool though. That's cool because like you say, like being in a place like that, I can imagine is great for creatives because you all get to like network and hang out and stuff like that. But like, what about being in Nashville as a band, like, and having your surroundings like influence you? Does it influence you sonically? Do you think being based somewhere like Nashville, like, does it have an impact on you spiritually and all that kind of stuff? What's it like?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just like it's a dream. I love Nashville. Like I've traveled all around the world a lot with the band, and there's just something really that I call home about Nashville, and that it's just where friends are that have become my family, and we're all trying to do the same thing.
Hmm.
Like nobody gets into music because they want to be rich.
Hmm.
Nobody, and especially in Nashville, it's like we're all in the same struggle of doing whatever we can to make not just the dream of playing music happen, but just the joy of creating it itself. So like I'll go to co-writes all the time or jam sessions that aren't for any purpose other than just playing music. And it's so nice to be in a community where I can spend all my free time doing that with other people that want to do that. So it's lovely. I mean, I'm blessed to be able to be here at this time.
Well, I would love to visit one time in my life. I've still never been to the US yet. Can you believe that? Oh, I'm 28 years old next week, and I've never been.
Happy almost birthday!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So much. I know it's on my bucket list for sure, and I've been a huge fan of Hannah Montana forever. So come on.
Oh my! I've met Miley a lot of times. She lives she lives in Nashville too, but she comes to the restaurant that I used to work at.
Oh my God.
So we're basically best friends now. We're not at all. She does not know who I am.
Oh, I was going to say, what was that like though when you met her? I would freak out. I'm not going to lie.
She's really nice. I bartended her like private birthday party thing. It was just like me and her friends, and they did karaoke, and I got to be the karaoke DJ. And they were really nice, and they tipped great. So it was great. But she does not know who I am. I was just her servant.
Amazing. I mean, I'll take it. Do you know what I mean? And that should be your fun fact starter. I'm like the Miley.
Yeah, me and Miley are so tight. That's my fun fact.
I love that. Now back to your band though, Miley aside. Flight Attendant, of course, is an independent artist, and I love how open you guys are about that on the internet, and telling everybody how streams and buying merch and all that kind of stuff is so important to new bands starting out and young bands coming through. And I just think that like being an independent artist, it is tough, it is challenging, but also rewarding. And I just wondered, from your perspective, is there anything that you would love to see brought into the music industry, or maybe changed in the industry, that could help independent artists?
I'm excited. I know we can't fight the algorithm, but I'm excited for it to get better. Like we've lost sort of a way of like controlling what we find. A lot of what we listen to and how we find artists is fed to us through social media or Spotify. So I'm excited for actual DJs like yourself and actual terrestrial radio to sort of fill that gap. I think everybody wants to feel like they have control over what they listen to and what they like, and we're losing a lot of that control with Spotify. So I'm excited to see the industry change. Hopefully people will be like, I want to discover artists that I like, and I'm sick of hearing the same 10 lo-fi hip-hop beats to study to when I want to listen to rock music. So I think I don't know, I'm excited for there to be a shift to more organic radio and to more personal curators like yourself, and to just more community in music and less AI driven. Because while it does have a place, I think people want what they want, and a computer is not a person yet. So
yeah, of course.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe, who knows. But yeah, I just think that like you say, those kind of things are so important to artists, for anybody listening. Like if you know a band or love a band, do everything you can, isn't it, online to really help. That's all you can do, isn't it? Because I know that you've put out videos before on Instagram, and you've said like, if you're willing to just tell a friend about Flight Attendant or something, it helps, doesn't it?
It helps so much. It's like that helps. It helps to buy tickets in advance to shows. It's like a huge thing because it's just like good for venues. A lot of people want to buy at the door. But yeah, word of mouth. It's like being friends and being active in your community with like the music and the people you like is just important. It's important to like share face to face what matters to you, and not just to post about it. And that's how people hear about us. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will say social media massively helped me learn about you guys. And I know I told you when you asked, you said, how did you find our music? So, obviously, me being here in England, I'm finding your band from Nashville. And I was really lucky to be sent your tunes via PR and stuff. But obviously, that to me isn't just enough. Like, I like to go out then and look at who I'm being sent and like see the band and and I did that and
Mhm.
I loved what I saw and obviously
Aw.
found out that this album is your sophomore album, so it's the second one, Under the Powerlines. It's
Yeah.
out now.
Yeah.
Everybody, please go and check it out. Please listen to it. I absolutely love it. 12 tracks, and
Mhm.
I just want to say massive congratulations to you on this one. It's so
Ah,
beautifully done. How are you feeling now that it's out? Because I know you were nervous prior to release day.
I mean, it's like giving birth. I haven't done it yet, but except for the other album. But you're so nervous about it coming out, and now that it's out, you want to keep it alive and you want it to be healthy and strong. But I am so like wildly proud of how the track turned out. I feel like we encompassed like four different, completely different genres in it, and it still fit together somehow. And it was just a really inspired album. We went in to the studio. We thought we were going to go to the studio for a week, and we just stayed in the studio all summer long until this thing was done. We're like, we have to see this through.
Mhm,
And it was just great. It was great to do it independently because we were just able to go on our own timeline and be as, creative as we wanted to be.
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
but yeah, it was great. I'm just really glad that it's out there and I'm really proud of it. So
Yeah.
thanks for listening and thanks for liking it.
No, you should be so proud of it because it's amazing, like I say, and I wouldn't just say that, like I've been spinning it on the show. Of course, Powerlines is been on my playlist on the New Rock Show, and I have to say, one of my favorites though off the new album is the Prom Queen song. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
hey.
I cannot with that song. I listen to it on repeat at the moment, and I love the way that the way it changes in the middle. It goes where you don't expect it to go. It's so cool. Seriously, Carolyn, it's great.
That was literally one like I like made this synthy beat on the computer and we were just
Yeah.
listening to it like jamming and then I was like, what if I just turn the tempo out? And we're like, we should try to do that. Now we have to figure out how to do that live, but I think we did figure it out and it's gonna be sick live. But yeah, I'm glad you like that one.
Yeah, I love it. And obviously, like you mentioned live, we will talk about that in a sec, but just a little bit more on the album. Like, I wanna like just ask you from your perspective, because obviously, you've done it twice now. How do you
Mhm.
know when an album is done? How do you stop working on it and go, I'm happy with this now, we're ready to put this one out?
I think when you have a good conclusion, it's like you know where you want to start and you know where you want to end.
Mhm,
And obviously you have to have like a certain amount of songs. You have to have like the 10 to 15 songs. And with this one, we had more songs on it that I think we'll put on an EP soon, but we just felt like we had a good beginning, middle, and end. So that's how this one wrapped up for sure.
yeah, it really tells a story as well, and you're so vulnerable, like lyrically with this album, and even with
Uh,
your previous one too. And from a songwriting perspective, what is it like to, I guess, be vulnerable and put so much of yourself into something that's then going to be heard publicly? Like, is it a scary thing? Is it cathartic? What is it like that
I
process?
mean, it's definitely cathartic to do at the time, and then it's terrifying when it comes to people actually hearing it. Like when
Yeah.
you're in your room, you're like, "Oh, I'm so glad I got to release that or write about that." This one was terrifying because I wrote about like my first girlfriend,
Mm,
and
yeah.
so I cut sort of like when the album came out, so did I. Like my parents were like, "I'm sorry, what is this about?" And then I was like, I had to be like, "Oh, okay." So it was
Oh.
terrifying and rough, honestly, and is still rough but totally worth it. And I think music gives you a platform to be a bit more brave and more authentic to yourself. So I
Yeah.
know it got to do that for me personally, and I hope it does that for people when they listen to it too. So,
Yeah, that would
you know,
be like an incredible story to hear, I guess. If anybody had like a similar experience to you with that, that'd be amazing. And I'm really happy that you've put this one out there. And I really do hope that more people go and listen to it and find it. And, even if they see it through this, like that would be amazing, or they hear it on the show. It is something you should be so proud of. Of course, Under the Power Lines is out now. And you mentioned tours too. I know that when we spoke on
yeah.
the internet, you said that
Mhm.
you'd love to come and play more of this direction. Obviously, I'm here in the UK.
Yes.
Next year, are you playing around Europe?
Yeah, in April we have mostly Germany,
Yeah.
um, and we got one Paris date in there, which would be amazing. But I think we're trying to do UK in June. Fingers crossed, we're doing South by Southwest London, which would be
Okay.
so fun. And then if we do that, I'll definitely like we'll get a tour around it. But we absolutely want to come to the UK within the next year. It's the number two most listened to country on our like all of our stuff. So it's like I don't know how or you guys found this, but I'm so glad you did.
We
And
love you.
I can't wait to get out there.
I
So
can't wait to see you. If you do play over here, that'd be such a treat because I have to obviously bring it up. I'm sorry if like you've heard this one obviously before in an interview, but when I was reading the reviews about you guys as a band and stuff, I mean that amazing accolade that you've been compared to Freddie freaking Mercury as a live performer. I mean, look, I think that that's such a good shout because I've seen like live footage of you guys on YouTube and stuff, and like, how does it feel for you when you receive that kind of feedback? I mean, amazing because you're Queen fans too, right?
oh yeah, I mean yeah, we're huge Queen fans. I mean that's like a crazy comparison. Obviously, super flattered. But I mean we do like to put on a very good show, but we haven't played Wimbledon yet, you know. So it's great. It's extremely flattering and kind of blows my mind that people would say that. But yeah, I love our live show. I think we've enjoyed playing live as a band more than we've ever enjoyed recording before. So now that we have an album that we really enjoyed recording, I think it's going to make for an even better live show. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to apply that sort of review to this new music for sure.
Ooh, I am so excited for you. I can't wait to see you guys out there doing more live shows, more dates, and definitely please do come this way if you can. I think that it would be amazing, obviously. So very exciting times. And obviously next year, what else is going on for you that maybe you could tease for us? Is there much like brewing in the flight attendant camp? You know, what's going on?
We definitely have some new music brewing. There was like a couple of songs I like diddled around with. That's not the right word. There's a couple of songs I messed around with on TikTok. I don't know. We're just gonna pretend like I didn't use that as a verb for music, but that they did kind of well. So we recorded a few songs like this week. That hopefully we'll have new stuff in February and then maybe something in March. But yeah, lots. The music is flowing. Like we like unclogged the drain. So there is stuff coming down now. In addition to the touring, of course. So
Yeah.
also a new music video,
Ooh,
which I think will
oh,
be really cool.
love
And
that.
so yeah.
I love a music video. I think there's such works of art, and I love that. And I love when artists that are independent still go the lengths to make such great videos, like you guys have done in the past with other songs. And like, isn't that important to you too? Because as a music
Yeah.
lover and as a fan of music, I love a good music video. So, how do you feel
But
about them?
it's so fun. I mean it definitely takes time and money, but like our anime music video that we did, we just got in for the Berlin Music Video Awards. So we'll be in Berlin in June for that. For it's the
Congrats.
category is low budget. Whatever, it was super low budget. I mean I think it looks really good, but that was like what I submitted the cat. So yeah, so I'm really proud of what we do, and I think it was enough for us to like get somebody to be like, yeah, this is good. So that felt good, and we're gonna do hopefully a lot more of them. I'll do as many as I can, pay for until we get a label that pays for it for us. So
Yeah, but that's amazing. Congratulations. That's amazing news. And even if it is low budget, who the heck cares? Because that is still a nomination for something really cool. So it's great. Honestly, Carolyn, it's amazing. I've got
oh,
to ask you as well. Like I've got a couple of random questions. I do this all the time with people that I get on the show and do interviews with. I'm just curious at this point in your musical career, if you were to put out an autobiography, what do you think the title of your autobiography would be?
oh my gosh, that's a great question. There and back again, a Hobbit's tale. No, probably I don't know. Under the Powerlines, I thought was a pretty good title because it's about all the places I'm from. Powerlines, one of the lines is no one rich came out of Tulsa or smart from Tennessee or remembers people from Kansas, but I'm
Mhm.
from all three. So
Mhm.
it is really about sort of the whole album is about being proud of where you've come from, even if you're not really necessarily proud of the place or the
Mhm.
people. It's still like good to be proud of the journey that you had and who you are now. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I Under the Powerlines I think would be a good one because it's about how we're connected by literal physical power lines
Mhm.
all around the world. So
I love that. That's so profound as well. So cool. Do I want to do a Christmassy one with you? Because we're on a Christmas
ooh,
episode. That's what I'm thinking. Do we do a Christmas one? I'm going to throw you a random Christmas question. Would you rather?
all right, let's do
Okay.
it.
Would you rather go on a shopping spree and a lunch date with the Grinch, or do that and go carol singing with Ebenezer Scrooge?
Ooh, wait. So is it with the Grinch or Ebenezer?
Yes.
Honestly, I feel like Scrooge would be so fun to hang out. I know the Grinch is like cool and grumpy too, but I feel like Scrooge is gonna have more money than the Grinch. So I want to
Right.
go shopping with Scrooge,
That's a good
you know?
point. You
Yeah. And then
know,
maybe the ghost will come and that then we kind of have a Halloween and Christmas vibe going and like I'll mess with some ghosts, you know what I'm saying? That would be kind of fun.
now you're on my wavelength because I'm a spooky girl all year round. Look, I've got
Yeah.
spooky stuff in the background right here. I don't know if you can see.
Perfect. Yes. Oh my gosh, the best.
I
Exactly.
know. I got the bats and some creepy, like, hanging girl on the wall, you know. Anyway,
Love that. Yeah, more
love
ghosts
Halloween.
in Christmas. So for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes. Well, on a final note for you, before I let you go, Karalyne, because it's been such a pleasure to talk with you about the album. I just wondered if you had a message for any of your fans, followers, supporters of the band. You know, have you got anything you'd love to say to them or let them know?
Um, I don't know, be brave and just do it. It's like this album, I was so afraid to say a lot of the things that I said and to pay for it and put it out, but we just did it and it hasn't necessarily paid off. And, I'm not on a boat right now, but it's the best thing I think I've ever done is to just get out there and say it and be who I am. And if you're afraid to do that, then find the community that gives you the bravery to do that and find the friends that support you to be who you are and the music to listen to that helps you understand who you are. And yeah, go to more live shows too, because that really helps you find your community. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Karalyne, thank you so, so much, of course, joining
Thank
me
you so
all
much,
the way
Alex.
from Kansas. How
Yay!
amazing. And I really do hope that everything's well for you there. And obviously, like, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New
Ah,
Year.
you
And,
as well. And
and
happy
enjoy.
Halloween.
Thank
Happy
you.
early Halloween. Yes.
Thank you. Season's creepings.
Jesus Caribbean. I'm stealing that.
Yeah, oh
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
I can't take credit for it though because I haven't made
That
that
was
up
good.
myself. But it's
That was
okay.
really good.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to put this on the show and play more of your
Yay!
music. And it'll be out on YouTube too. So we'll tag you on social media and get some people watching, hopefully. And yeah, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Alex. It has been a pleasure. I can't wait to meet you IRL someday.
Yes, same. It's not happened yet, but one
Come on
day.
over. We're here. You can stay on my couch. It's great.
Thanks. Oh, amazing. Amazing. And then we could go and see Miley Cyrus, your best friend.
Exactly. I'll hit her up. We'll all
Yeah.
hang.
Just give her a shout. Thank you, Karalyne. Pleasure. And have a great day.
Ciao, Bella.
Bye. See you.
Bye.